Morning, guys. Welcome to Defending Elvis. I woke up a bit late today. Thank you for joining me. We're on Defending Elvis, so we do like to do a bit of defending as well as other topics. So it's a bit chilly this morning, so I've got my jacket on. So I just want to sort of reflect on this week. I have been trying to jump around on topics. I've been doing some obviously movie reactions. We did King Creole, we did GI Blues, and some other topics as well. I've enjoyed it. It's nice to mix it up a bit, but I always get this pull, Louis, pulling me back to defend. So there's no stopping me from defending. This is a defending topic. We have another topic after this that is all about it really goes all out to show the world how great Elvis was, without putting him on a pedestal and treating him like he's some god, like he's like inhuman, like some kind of angel. Of course, we love Elvis, we adore him, we're fully aware of how great he is, but we also accept he's human, he made mistakes, and he had faults just like you and me. So that is a separate post. We're going to do two different videos today. This one is defending this sort of narrative that I don't agree with, that Priscilla swooped to the rescue and saved the day. We have discussed it, we have done a few videos on it. Many of you keep asking me questions about it. I thought today I want to go into it a bit more. Yeah. A lot of the things I'm going to mention, we've already mentioned, but I just want to do another deep dive into this topic. So we've called it The Real Story of Elvis's Estate After Vernon Presely Died in 1979. Now, I do want to do a very deep dive look at the probate that happened after Vernon died, but this is quite general and mentions many points. This isn't just about disagreeing with Priscilla's narrative that she saved Graceland's, that she prevented it being sold, that Elvis being remembered is all down to Priscilla, which is not true, by the way. None of those things are true. This is more just trying to give a rounded view of what really went on once Vernon died. Yeah, because don't forget, once Vernon died, everything got very serious. I don't agree with this thing that, oh my God, Elvis had spent all his money and was going bankrupt. I think the story is much more complicated than that. People will use the fact that he would buy people homes and cars and all the rest of it, and Elvis was extremely generous. Yeah. I just think the story was much more complicated. I'm not going to whitewash it. I'm not saying that there wasn't problems that needed addressing, that needed managing, that needed some proper financial help. Yeah. What I'm saying is that it was Elvis. The money was pouring in. We know that after Elvis died, everything boosted. We know up until Elvis died, his tours were sellout. Yeah. Of course, there's so much more to the story. You've got Colonel Tom Parker, who carried on doing everything he could to carry on making money, a large amounts of money, even after Elvis died. So I'm not convinced that there was like $500,000 left and it was all going to fall apart. Everything was going to get broken up and sold off unless Priscilla swooped to the rescue and it was her idea to open a museum and save the day, and that she disagreed with the banks who were demanding that she sell it. I don't agree with it. I think that there was much more to the story. Sorry, guys. So, you know, for example, Shelby County and Memphis and Vernon, and I'm on about Vernon, what he was doing leading up to his death. Don't forget, he knew he was going to die. He was very sick. And then you've got just people like Todd Slaughter, which is mentioned here, who did tours as well with Colonel Tom Parker, who became friends with Colonel Tom Parker and even wrote a book about him. And just other people were involved here that points to the direction that it was always, once Elvis passed, it was always going to be a living memorial to Elvis, a living museum. Even the amount of visits to the gravesite, yeah, because the fans were allowed to visit Elvis's gravesite, you know, so that gave a massive indication that if it became a museum, it was going to be a massive success. So when we're given the impression that it was all a big gamble that Priscilla took, I think we're being led down the garden path. I just don't agree with it as a defender of Elvis, but I won't whitewash it. I won't say there wasn't problems. There was, and they needed to be sorted. This is why you have probate, but it's a complex story. So I got a few pictures up. Very quickly piece some pictures together. So look, June the 7th, 1982. There's Todd Slaughter. So Todd Slaughter, he's still about, guys. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got a very interesting story. He was one of the last people to be filmed with Elvis before he passed. And he ran a massive British Elvis fan club that he would bring coach loads of people to America. And they did tours. Guys. So let's start reading it. So I'm trying to move away from playing videos and doing reactions to videos because I want to be I'm trying to get more factual, I'm trying to do more deep dives. This is what I've been doing lately, guys. But then the topics don't have to be hot topics that are dramatic and sometimes upset people. It can be just nice stories that I really enjoyed doing a deep dive into GI Blues and King Creole. I loved it. Yeah, I'm going to do all the movies, by the way. I'm going to do them gradual. So, but this is obviously a serious topic. This is defending. So here goes, guys. It's early in the morning. It's like 9:30 in the morning. Everyone is out except for Rio. Rio, he'll be up later to go to work. Right, the real story of Elvis's estate after Vernon Presely died in 1979, which is today's topic. Now, when I say the real story, it's based on the research that I've come up with, yeah? I can't say any of this is fact. I have tried to back this up with documents and proper research, but I wasn't there. I'm a fan. Louis in the UK sat in his kitchen with his butter coffee. Don't forget the butter coffee, guys. And that's all I am. I'm no more than that. I get things wrong. I get my facts mixed up. I'm sure some of you will disagree with some of the things I think, but this is my channel, so I try and give you my perspective of things with Team Elvis, with Elvis defenders that join our movement to defend Elvis. To disagree with many of the things that are being said in the mainstream about Elvis, things that I think are not fair. One of the standout things that keeps coming to my mind whenever I go through these different topics is it's just not fair. Things are not fair to Elvis. I always think, well, Elvis can't disagree. He can't defend himself. So then I listen to what is being said, many different topics, yeah? And I'm like, it's just not fair to Elvis. And the reason it's not fair to Elvis is because he's not allowed to have his say. He's not allowed to put in his version of events. Yeah, when we're talking about the will, when we're talking about Vernon's will, yeah, we could be talking about Minnie May. It's pretty obvious Elvis wanted everything to go to Minnie May and Lisa. Yeah, for me, from my understanding is once Gladys passed, that Minnie May was very important. Yeah, of course, once Lisa was born, yeah, you get it? Lisa Marie was the most important thing in Elvis's life. Yeah. So I always think, we could be talking about anything. We could be talking about the books I'm not happy with, like Elvis, What Happened, or Elvis and the Memphis Mafia. We could be talking about, things that have been said in the past by anyone. Could be. It doesn't have to be, whether it be family members or cousins or ex-wife or ex-girlfriend. Because, I've been reading some ex-girlfriend's books recently. We did a couple of reviews. I'm not happy with some of the things that are being said, but I'm not against the ex-girlfriends. I personally think that some of the things said by some of these people just didn't have to be said. I had a message from one of our subscribers, and she was heartbroken, and I said to her, so she's sending me a couple of comments on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger. You're welcome to join me, guys. Obviously, we have a Defending Elvis Facebook page. Please join it, and there's a chat. People friend me on my Facebook, and then people are welcome to talk to me and share their views with me. And she was upset because she wasn't upset with me. She was upset with what had been read out. So we did a review on a certain book. Certain things were said in that book, and they were things that I think, and I think this person also felt, just didn't need to be repeated. Could have been kept private. They were to do with Elvis's health, to do with Elvis's prescription, to do with certain things that may have been said. Because don't forget, we don't know 100% if the things that are put in books were actually said. A lot of these things come from memories of 40 years ago, 30 years ago. So if Elvis was around, he may see it differently. He may go, well, actually, I didn't say that, or I didn't mean that. Because someone can say a sentence. Doesn't matter who it is, ex-girlfriend, cousin, stepbrother, ex-wife, doesn't matter, does it? Memphis Mafia. They may say a sentence that means one thing, but Elvis may have meant something completely different. Now, the problem is with all these different things that have gone on, people take it as history because it's come from important people. Yeah. People that were very close to Elvis, people that loved Elvis, people that grew up with him, that spent many years with him. They were with him right till the end. The fans around the world take it as history. Yeah. I would say many fans don't do deep dives, don't look beneath the surface. They remember the tabloid stuff, the stuff in magazines. They remember the stuff in news clips. They see all the clips all over YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of the, Facebook, X, whatever you want to call it. And they just take it as history. The problem is, where is Elvis in all this? Where is Elvis? Elvis isn't here to go, hang on a minute. I didn't mean that. Yes, I said those words, but I meant this. Get it? Elvis isn't here to sort of say, when people are talking about his health, we know Elvis had a long list of serious health problems, very chronic insomnia. Yeah. So Elvis took a complex amount of prescription medications from his doctors that was prescribed. Yeah. Well, when people are talking about Elvis and describing him as an addict, a druggie, some call him a junkie. Well, what is put out there in the mainstream, everyone believes, the majority of people think, oh, yeah, Elvis was a druggie. Yeah, oh, yeah, he was an addict. Oh, yeah, it's his fault he died. He killed himself by overprescribing, being overprescribed medication, abusing his medication. But where is Elvis in this? I always think it's just not fair. Why can't Elvis jump up and go, hang on a minute, I had serious stomach problems. It was in a lot of pain. I couldn't sleep. I hadn't slept for years. I was always tired, but I was being overworked by Colonel Tom Parker, etc., by the demands of the tours, yeah, a lot of people were relying on me. So I had to do sometimes 2-3 shows a day. Yeah. The type of health problems I had were unbearable pain, unbearable discomfort. Just getting through the day was tough. Obviously, this is towards the end of Elvis's life, yeah? Because sometimes people forget that through most of Elvis's life, he was very healthy, yeah? When Elvis, all through Elvis's 20s and 30s, he was a very healthy man. You can see that just by watching him in his early tours, in his movies, in the rock and roll days in the 50s. People judge Elvis as if he was really sick his whole life. He was not. People judge Elvis as if he was really big and bloated his whole life. It's not true. Yeah. Elvis gets judged by the way he looked in the last year of his life. It's not fair. So I always think it's just not fair. If Elvis was here, he would challenge many of the things and he would explain many of the things. Like he would explain why he needed so much prescription medication, why he couldn't, the lack of sleep, being overworked, feeling sick all the time. This is at the end, yeah? So there's, I always think, God, poor Elvis. People can say what they want. Everyone goes along with it. It's no different than Priscilla in her interviews in the last 40 to 50 years. She can say what she wants. Who's going to challenge her? Who's going to disagree with her? Nobody. I can honestly say to you, almost nobody has disagreed with Priscilla on everything she says, whether it's health, finance, being unfaithful, blaming Elvis fully, blaming everything on Elvis for the breakup of the marriage. You get it? Well, Elvis would probably want to jump up and say, hang on a minute, you were unfaithful. Elvis would probably want to jump up and say, hang on a minute, you were very greedy in the second divorce settlement. Hang on a minute, you placed a massive debt on my home, Graceland, to guarantee to get more money. You were grabbing for more money to the day I died. Because I personally believe that Elvis and Priscilla were arguing over money and Lisa to the day Elvis died. I think she says she spoke up to Elvis a couple of days before he died. Yeah. Now remember, there was a debt, a lien placed on Graceland by Priscilla's lawyer. She was owed a large amount of money. Elvis couldn't afford it, so he was paying her in installments. This was still being discussed. The debt was placed, as far as I'm concerned, my memory serves, in April 77. So even though the second divorce settlement started in 73, it was still going on in 77. Yeah, because she was still, I want my money. I want what's owed to me. Bearing in mind, guys, that money wasn't even Priscilla's money. It was Lisa's money. Let's face it, every penny that Priscilla Presely got was Lisa's. Yeah, it came from her pocket, but she was too young, wasn't she? So when this person messaged me, oh, I'm really upset with the things there was something we had read out on a certain book. Because it made Elvis look bad. It took away his dignity. This Elvis fan was embarrassed for Elvis, felt bad for Elvis. I agree, because Elvis, within that, I think there was a chapter that I reviewed. Within that chapter, where was Elvis to defend himself? You see, so you've got an ex-girlfriend going, look, this happened, that happened, I saw this, I saw that. Where is Elvis in the mix? Where is he to be able to say, hang on, that isn't correct. It was different than what you just told me. And by the way, I was sick. By the way, I couldn't sleep. I was overworked. Do you get it? And this is the problem where we can discuss any topic. It literally could be anything. Any book, any documentary, any biography, any clip. Where is Elvis to defend himself, to disagree? And the other massive thing is a lot of these things should have been kept private. Don't you agree, guys? A lot of these things should have been kept private. Elvis would have trusted many of these people to keep things private. Yeah, true or not? A betrayal of trust, you know. And I'm so sad for Elvis that many of the people that I think he truly loved and trusted let him down. So anyway, guys, this is my part 1 introduction to this. So the story is the real story of Elvis's estate after Vernon Presely died in 1979, and the knock-on effect, the you know, like the ripple effect of Vernon dying. Now remember, Elvis did not want Priscilla on the will. He made that very clear. He felt she had had enough. Everyone did. Vernon did as well. A very, very greedy second divorce settlement. One day we'll do a proper video all about that second divorce settlement. It was brutal, guys. I would say it was cruel. Yeah. When you start reading the details of the second divorce, you feel sorry for Elvis. You feel sorry for Vernon. I think they even felt like they were worried for losing. They could lose their home. Yeah, especially when in 77, when the lien was placed, the deed of trust created to place this lien, this debt, this charge on Graceland, Elvis's home, Gladys's home. I think they feared losing their home, Graceland's. Seriously. So Vernon is in an impossible situation. What do? He knows he's going to die. His health is terrible. Can hardly breathe. Donna Presely has described to me in detail her conversations she would have working alongside Vernon in the office that faced the meditation garden while she did the fan mail. I think Patsy Presely was doing admin. You know, every breath could be his last. That's how sick he was. So he knew he was going to die, and soon, which is heartbreaking. Yeah. And so young. Yeah. So young. Vernon was too young to die. Yeah. He'd done some beautiful interview, like we all know that clip where he thanks the fans. Yeah. And he says he's going to reply to every single bit of fan mail to the fans, the outpouring of love when we lost Elvis. Vernon really wanted to do right by the fans. I think Vernon truly loved the fans. I think Gladys did as well, just like Elvis. Yeah. So he was seriously planning, for his death. The idea of the Living Museum was already at hand. Many people dealing with it, including the Colonel. Yeah. And other people. I think eventually Jack Sodden and Morgan Maxfield, who died in the plane crash. It's a complicated story. It's all happening, you know, between the time Elvis dies and into the early 80s. It's all going on, guys. Now, I don't like the fact that Priscilla tries to take all credit for everything good that happened to Elvis, whether it be him being remembered, whether it be the saving of Gracelands, the opening of the museum, the saving of his finances. You know, one of the other big things that Priscilla will do is say, oh, you know, I was a single parent. Things were so tough. Come on, guys. She had millions of dollars. She lived like a queen. But she'll talk about bringing up one child was so tough, so difficult, so hard, when we know she had all the help she could ever want. Yeah. And lived in luxury. Come on, let's face it. She never had to worry about money. So she likes to give us the impression of the grieving wife, even though her and Elvis divorced 4 years before he died. The mother who struggled bringing up such a difficult, impossible child, Lisa Marie. Even though we now know there was serious wrongdoing, alleged wrongdoing concerning Michael Edward. Yeah. So we also now know from the book, From Here to the Great Unknown, things weren't straightforward, were they, with Priscilla and Lisa Marie? I am going to review that book soon as well. We're going to do a bit of a deep dive into it, From Here to the Great Unknown. We mustn't forget that book. It does feel like the book From Here to the Great Unknown has been forgotten. We're going to dig it back up in honor of beautiful Lisa Marie and Riley, who, without Riley, this book would never have been finished. I think Riley created a beautiful book. We know there's an updated edition of it now, a paperback edition of it as well. So I'd like to review that and show you the changes. And the front cover says it all. The front cover says it all. Priscilla was left out for a reason. I honestly believe that. Yeah. So Riley is in a difficult position. She can only say so much because at the end of the day, it's grandmother. Yeah. And it's Finley and Harper's grandmother. So it's awkward, guys. It's awkward. So the overall thing I'm trying to say on this introduction to what I'm going to read out now, which this is very long, guys, so it's going to need a whole show, is it ain't fair. It ain't fair. None of this is fair to Elvis. None of this is fair to Elvis. And the reason none of this is fair to Elvis is because he can't defend himself. He's never been able to give his take on things. Everything he has said and done has been taken out of context, away from the truth. One of the biggest things we always say on this show, defending Elvis, Elvis can't defend himself. He truly cannot. And now Lisa cannot defend herself. Because don't forget, Lisa has a whole take on all of this. Yeah. Her own mother's behavior over the last 40, 50 years is questionable, even by Lisa. There's a possibility that Lisa was even going to sue her own mum. In fact, Bridget Cruz in the lawsuit says this. Yeah. So there's just an opinion for entertainment purposes. This whole show is for entertainment purposes, not fact. We are an opinion sharing discussion YouTube channel where we discuss things. None of it is fact. But so much has gone on with Elvis, with poor Lisa Marie. God rest her soul. We miss her so much. Yeah, she died way too young. Yeah. We, the fans who adore Elvis, who love Lisa, we just want to try and make a difference. Try and say to the world, things aren't as they seem. Things have been unfairly portrayed. Elvis's image, including actually Lisa Marie's reputation as well, have been tainted and twisted and warped unfairly. So we, as the people that love Lisa Marie, love Elvis, stand up on behalf of Gladys and Vernon's son, Elvis, grandchild, Lisa. Get it? We just want to make a difference. We want the fans around the world to go, especially the new fans coming in that are learning about the history of Elvis and Lisa, etc. Yeah? We just want, let's make a difference. Let's change what's been said in the last 40 to 50 years. Even 60 years, yeah? Let's try and go, well, hang on a minute. Everything you've listened to in the last 50 years has been twisted and changed and altered and exaggerated, even lies. Completely fabricated. The portrayal of everything is not right. It's been changed, altered to suit other people. One of the biggest things people say to me about Priscilla is, everything has been altered to suit herself, to portray her as a victim. I call it a fake fairy tale. Well, we can also say that about other books that other people have written, can't we? Family members, ex-girlfriends. Everything has been changed, altered to suit their agenda. This is where I feel sorry for Elvis. I always come back to this thing. It's not fair. It's not fair to Elvis. So the two videos I'm going to make today, one of them will really show just how amazing Elvis was and how he transformed the world. Yeah. that's going to be done separately. And this video, which is quite a serious defending video, to do with Graceland's and the finances and Vernon's will, they're very opposites. They're very like black and white, completely separate. But actually, they stand together, because what I'm really trying to say is, look how amazing Elvis was. But then I'm trying to say, and this is how we defend him. Yeah, very opposite ends. Yeah. Both need doing. So we will carry on defending, but we will also carry on honoring Elvis and bringing up the good things. And to the subscriber that messaged me and said to me, look, some of the things that are said by the people that were in Elvis's life, people that were very close to him, it's heartbreaking. And this person was basically saying to me, I wish they just didn't say it. I wish they just kept it private. Did it need to be said? Did it need to be said in a book that millions of people may read and believe? Because we don't even know if these things are correct and true. We don't know if these things have been altered. We don't know if Elvis would have seen things from a different point of view based on how sick he was, what kind of pain he was in, the fact he was overworked and almost so desperate, didn't see a way out of it. Because I think eventually Elvis had become so unwell that he was hitting a brick wall, guys. So, and ultimately Elvis trusted these people and hoped that when they discussed him, that they would keep his memory in a good light, And unfortunately, that hasn't happened. So it's our job to show the new fans, the future fans, the young generation, maybe things are different than have been portrayed. Maybe Elvis deserves better. Elvis really does deserve better. And this is the point of defending Elvis. Okay, guys, so I'm going to upload this now. And I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Of course, we are called Defending Elvis with a Forgiving Heart. It's very important how we defend is done in an understanding, respectful way and forgiving, but we must also try and get as near to the truth as possible, okay? Without upsetting people, which is not easy. So thanks, guys. Love you all. Thanks for joining me this morning. I'm going to upload this now. I will join you live in the comments. I also want to do a dog walk with Ella. Come on, we love our dog walks with Ella. And we can discuss a few topics on the dog walk. Ella can't wait for me to take her out. She loves Team Elvis. Yeah, my dog, Ella, she loves Team Elvis. I think she knows that we're talking to you. You guys all around the world. There's so many of you now. Australia, America, obviously UK, and many other countries. Thank you for joining me. Take care, guys. Love you all.